Chapter 41. Elders and Government. The term elders tells us at once that government in God's law is, first, family-oriented. The term refers to a man of advanced age who is the head of a household and has proven his ability to rule well by his government therein. He must be able to rule his own house before being entrusted with authority elsewhere. 1 Timothy 3:5. The Bible is inescapably patriarchal. The qualifications of an elder in the New Testament simply restate Old Testament law and practice. 1 Timothy 3:1-13, 5:1, etc. Second, elders of various varieties existed, governing specific areas of life. There are the elders of a people, as of Israel, Judah, Moab, and Midian, Numbers 22:4-7, and of Egypt, Genesis 57. There are elders of an area, as of Gilead, Judges 11:5-11, and the elders of a tribe, Deuteronomy 31:28. In Jeremiah 29:1, Jeremiah writes to the elders who are in captivity as still leaders of the people, together with priests and prophets. There were also elders for specific groups, such as priests, 2 Kings 19:2, Jeremiah 19:1. There were elders for the city, elders for the, quote, house end, quote, that is palace, as in Genesis 57 and 2 Samuel 12:17. There were elders of the city, whose work included the protection of the family. 5 laws refer to them specifically for decision. 1. Blood redemption, Deuteronomy 19:12. 2. The expiation of an unsolved murder, Deuteronomy 21:3-6. 3. The case of the incorrigible son, Deuteronomy 21:19. 4. The defamation of a virgin, Deuteronomy 22:15. And 5. The law of the levirate, Deuteronomy 25:9. There were also the elders of the people or country, that is, of the state. In 1 Kings 27, even so powerful a king as Ahab consulted these leaders before proclaiming war. The elders later on worked with Elisha against the king, 2 Kings 6:32. According to Louis Isaac Rabinowitz, the function of the elders of the people were, first, to represent the people in the covenant with God and in the proclamation of the law, Exodus 19:7, 24:9, Deuteronomy 27:1, 29:10, 31:9, Joshua 8:33, 24:1. Second, to appoint a leader, military or civil, to rule over the people, Judges 11:5-11, 1 Samuel 8:4. Third, the elders also formally declare war, Joshua 8:10, 2 Samuel 17:4-15. Fourth, political negotiations and treaties were their duty, Exodus 3:16, 18, 4:29, Numbers 16:25, 2 Samuel 3:17, 5:3. Fifth, religious ceremonies were their duty, Exodus 12:21, 18:12, Leviticus 9:1, 1 Samuel 4:3, 1 Kings 8:1, 3, 1 Chronicles 15:25. Sixth, they acted in times of national crises, Exodus 17:5-6, Joshua 7:6, 1 Samuel 4:3, 1 Chronicles 21:16. Although government by family elders was first suggested to Moses by his father-in-law Jethro, it was adopted by Moses because God so ordered it. The families of Israel were divided into tens, 50s, hundreds, and thousands. Elders were chosen over each group from tens on up, and they were judges in all cases within their jurisdiction, or on appeal to their higher court. At the top were the 70 elders who worked under Moses. This pattern was used in the church. The 70 cardinals of the Church of Rome, commonly laymen at the time, had ruling powers. The hundreds courts were once common to Christendom, and the American colonies had them also. Thus, in church and state, rule by elders was once the practice. This meant that, instead of government from the top down, government from the family level was once the standard and sometimes the practice. In the 20th century, the popular myth of democracy has convinced many that it is ruled by the people, when in practice the triumph of democracy has meant a radical concentration of power at the top in the name of the people. Democracy has also placed lawmaking in the hands of a ruling class at the top. As a result, we have seen a remarkable concentration of power in the name of the people. Freedom is a myth, however, unless it begins with the self-government of the people as persons. What we have in its stead is license, the license to abort, practice euthanasia, commit sodomy and more, manifestations not of freedom, but of sin and slavery. In 1973, an interesting essay was written by one who had been a student rebel of the 1960s. It was entitled, quote, "Sympathy for the Devil, Faust, the 60s, and the Tragedy of Development." The devil is a destroyer, and he wills to destroy God's works of creation. The spirit of permissiveness which marked this movement from the 1960s on was a spirit of destruction, of negation to the creative and affirmation to the destructive. In the early years of abortion, some women got pregnant in order to have an abortion and thereby join the ranks of the liberated. The spirit meant rejecting the belief, quote, that good can only follow from good and evil only from evil, end quote, as naive and foolish. This perspective rejects causality. In its decline, Greece lost in its popular writings a sense of cause and effect, and this prepared the way for the 30 tyrants. So too now the sense of causality is gone, as popular literature so clearly gives us evidence of, and the ability to understand leaves the people. Men do, in practice, seem to believe that they can gather figs from thistles, as Edna St. Vincent Millay affirmed in Defiance of Jesus, Matthew 7:16. Where government is weak or absent on the personal level, it will soon turn into tyranny. Attempts to reform are futile unless there is a religious reformation and man in Christ becomes capable of self-government.